Welcome back to our channel. Today, we're diving into one of Hollywood's most talked about power couples, Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively. They've long been admired for their playful banter, picture-perfect romance, and seemingly unshakable bond. But behind the scenes, is everything really as flawless as it appears? With recent rumors swirling about their relationship, fans are left wondering, is their marriage truly solid, or is it all just a well-crafted performance? From cryptic social media interactions to eyebrow-raising Hollywood dynamics, we'll break down the moments that have fueled speculation and explore whether there's more to their story than meets the eye. Let's get into it. After I gave birth to him, it was like, oh my God, if he ever lost me and he knew it, we had gone to the park with our 3 kids. When you think about the women, I have to say, this is just awful. The argument started with Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni, who pointed out that Ryan Reynolds had been very involved in attempts to intimidate Justin, both on and off set. And with Taylor Swift stepping back to stand behind Blake Lively, people began to fear that Ryan might be the next to leave, putting their marriage at serious risk. The couple had always put on a united front, appearing tough and composed in nearly every interview. Ryan Reynolds, in particular, always seemed to be in performance mode, cracking jokes at every opportunity, especially when it came to his marriage with Blake. Of course, comedians sometimes have their moments of sincerity, where they drop the act and speak candidly in public. But with Ryan, those moments were rare. Blake, for her part, tried to match his humor, but it never quite landed the same way. Many of her attempts at jokes ended up backfiring or being misinterpreted. This all came to a head with the conclusion of It Ends With Us alongside Justin, as rumors about Blake and Ryan's potential divorce gained traction once again. In July 2024, speculation reignited when a fan left a comment under one of Blake's Instagram posts about Deadpool and Wolverine, saying, "You and Ryan need to post more pictures together. There's a rumor that you two are getting divorced, and I don't believe it because you guys are the perfect couple." Blake responded with a short and somewhat dismissive reply, accompanied by a laughing emoji, "Haha. They wish." However, the rumors didn't die down. Instead, they picked up momentum, fueled by the ongoing lawsuit between Blake and Justin. People started speculating that the couple had been putting on a show with their public alliance all along. Even before this, their relationship had been scrutinized, starting with their controversial wedding, which was held at a former slave plantation. From that moment, it was clear that Ryan and Blake had made some questionable choices regarding their public image, and over the years, they continued to engage in behavior that many found bizarre, furthering the perception that their marriage might not be as perfect as it seemed. A particularly strange moment that fueled speculation about their authenticity was when Ryan joked about their marriage in a way that almost made it seem like a business contract. "Blake Lively is really your wife, right?" someone asked him once. He quipped, "Well, technically, yeah. It's not exactly a deal, but we do have a 25-year contract." His brand was built on sarcasm and self-deprecating humor, and he often leaned into it effortlessly during interviews. But Blake, not so much. She tended to speak more bluntly, sometimes in ways that made people uncomfortable. One example of this was when she openly contradicted Ryan during an interview. He had once told a heartwarming story about crying uncontrollably when their daughter was born, even comparing himself to a human sprinkler. Blake, however, wasn't having it. With a playful but pointed response, she said, "I don't know if that's exactly accurate. He's charming. He comes up with funny things. But no, he didn't cry that much." This seemingly small moment spoke volumes, highlighting how Ryan tended to exaggerate their experiences to maintain the image of a perfect, deeply in love couple. And while they might indeed have a strong relationship, there have been many instances where their public behavior felt so carefully curated that people started questioning its authenticity. Their dynamic, filled with playful trolling and over-the-top public banter, was entertaining, but it also fed into their own divorce rumors. Ironically, they seemed to be one of the main reasons those rumors gained traction. Over the years, speculation about their marriage came and went, with Blake often shutting them down, while Ryan played along in a way that only fueled the fire. For instance, in March 2018, a news outlet reported that the couple was spending less and less time together due to Ryan's constant work schedule while Blake remained at home. Instead of denying the divorce rumors outright, Ryan responded in typical fashion, "I wish I could get some alone time." While it was obviously meant as a joke, it only added fuel to the speculation. One of the most persistent theories surrounding their marriage is that an on-set romance might have played a role in the tension, specifically, between Blake and Justin Baldoni during the filming of It Ends With Us. What made it even more interesting was how Ryan tended to react whenever Blake had on-screen romances in her films. His responses, whether jokes or silence, always seemed to leave room for more speculation. In the end, whether their marriage is genuinely in trouble or simply a victim of constant public scrutiny, one thing remains clear. Ryan and Blake have carefully crafted an image of themselves, but cracks in that facade are what people are starting to notice the most. In a promotional photo for A Simple Favor, Blake Lively posed in character, elegantly dressed, while an unidentified, unclothed man handed her a martini. Ryan Reynolds, never one to miss an opportunity for witty banter, reacted to the image with a playful comment, saying, "He seems nice." This wasn't the first time Ryan had used humor to respond to something related to Blake's projects, and it certainly wasn't the last. When it came to It Ends With Us, a similar reaction emerged, suggesting there might be something deeper beneath the surface. In fact, Ryan's approach to handling anything involving Blake and Justin Baldoni, who starred alongside her in the film, seemed to revolve around humor. Instead of addressing any underlying tension directly, he leaned into his signature Deadpool-style sarcasm, using it as a shield to deflect attention. This choice of response hinted that whatever had transpired between Blake and Justin might have been significant enough for Ryan to feel the need to joke about it rather than ignore it altogether. Blake, seemingly in on the joke, took things even further by planting an Easter egg in It Ends With Us, offering a special thanks credit to Gordon Reynolds in the film. For those unfamiliar, Gordon Reynolds is none other than Ryan himself, a name he jokingly used in Deadpool. This small but deliberate detail suggested that the couple was willing to go to great lengths to weave humor into their public persona, even in situations that might have been uncomfortable. Ryan and Blake have built their entire public image around trolling one another, turning their marriage into a spectacle of humor and light-hearted mockery. But this raises the question, are they like this behind closed doors as well, or is it all just for show? Many fans have started to wonder whether the constant joking is a way to mask insecurities within their relationship. Blake, for instance, has referred to Ryan and Taylor Swift as her dragons, an unusual way to describe her closest allies, hinting that their dynamic might be more intricate than people realize. In another instance, she once joked that John Legend was the best man I know, despite the fact that her husband was standing right beside her at the time. In 2017, she even posted an Instagram tribute, congratulating Legend for being one of the most influential figures in her life, adding, "You deserve this. If only my husband hadn't cropped you out of this photo. I'm so sorry, John." Ryan, for his part, has made his own jabs. That same year, he joked that Jake Gyllenhaal was a better cook than Blake. Then, realizing he might have crossed a line, he quickly followed up with a comment about how he would probably be moving out soon. On the surface, all of this appears to be harmless fun, a couple that enjoys teasing each other. But some believe these jokes might actually be their way of concealing underlying tensions. Actor T.J. Miller, who worked alongside Ryan in Deadpool, has openly stated that he believes Ryan is deeply insecure. According to Miller's observations, Ryan's self-deprecating humor isn't just an act, it's a way of covering up his vulnerabilities. This theory is further reinforced by Ryan's past marriage to Scarlett Johansson. Scarlett once hinted that their relationship was strained by professional competition, suggesting that Ryan may have felt threatened by her success. She mentioned in an interview that logistics when you're with another actor can be challenging. You need to have a real understanding of how to share your time, especially when both careers are moving at the same pace. Even if one person is more successful, it can create a challenge. Sometimes, a little competitiveness seeps in. Though she never explicitly named Ryan, many believed she was referring to him. If Ryan has a history of struggling with a partner's success, it's not hard to imagine that some of Blake's career choices might trigger those same feelings. In recent years, Blake has noticeably taken on fewer acting roles, leading some to speculate that she may be prioritizing her family, or, alternatively, that she's navigating her career in a way that keeps the balance in her marriage. A notable example of Ryan's reaction to Blake's pregnancy occurred in 2019 when a fan commented on a photo of her baby bump, jokingly saying, "You should get that baby out of there." Ryan quipped back, "Nah, I think the baby should stay in there," leading some to interpret his response as another indication of his insecurities, perhaps wanting Blake to be preoccupied with motherhood while he continued advancing his career. Then there's the recurring joke where Blake confuses Ryan Reynolds with Ryan Gosling. On one occasion, she posted a birthday tribute to her husband, but instead of using his photo, she uploaded a picture of Gosling, captioning it, "Happy birthday, baby." While this was undoubtedly meant as a joke, it played into the ongoing public narrative that their relationship thrives on trolling and keeping things lighthearted, even at the expense of appearing to undermine one another. The couple has also pushed the envelope in joking about more controversial topics. In 2018, on Valentine's Day, Blake made fun of Ryan's lack of tech savviness by asking why a certain app wasn't swiping correctly. Ryan cheekily responded that it was eHarmony, an online dating app. Blake then quipped back, "Can you show me how to download it? Ever since Ashley Madison shut down, I've been so lonely." For those unfamiliar, Ashley Madison was a website that facilitated affairs for married individuals under the promise of anonymity, until it was exposed in a massive scandal that destroyed countless relationships. The fact that Blake and Ryan were willing to joke about a website that ruined marriages led some to wonder if their brand of humor occasionally veered into uncomfortable territory. More recently, fans have been quick to analyze the couple's social media interactions, especially when they suddenly unfollow or refollow each other. In today's digital age, something as small as a follow button can send fans into a frenzy, leading to rampant speculation about the state of their marriage. At the end of the day, Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds have crafted a unique public persona, one that revolves around playful trolling, sharp humor, and witty exchanges. But as fans continue to dissect their every move, one question remains. Is this just who they are? Or is their humor a carefully curated defense mechanism hiding something deeper? When it comes to high-profile celebrity relationships, one of the biggest questions people always ask is, are things as perfect as they seem, or is there trouble in paradise? For Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds, their marriage has often been a subject of public fascination, not just because they're a Hollywood power couple, but because of the way they openly joke about their relationship. One such instance occurred in 2018 when Blake unfollowed Ryan, along with several other accounts, sparking a wave of speculation. Was this a sign of marital discord? Had something gone wrong behind the scenes? The internet wasted no time in overanalyzing the move, assuming that the couple was facing issues. But Ryan, ever the comedian, seized the opportunity to turn the situation into a joke. In response to the speculation, he sarcastically remarked, "Yeah, that was painful. A really terrible way to find out I'd been kicked out of the house. Honestly, just awful. I have no idea where all this rage is coming from." While many found his humor entertaining, others couldn't help but notice a pattern. It seemed that most of the jokes he and Blake made revolved around themes of marital trouble, infidelity, or the idea of their relationship being on the rocks. Which begs the question, were they just playing around? Or was there a deeper, underlying fear that one day their jokes might become reality? Could it be that humor was their way of coping with insecurities about their marriage, softening the blow before anything real could ever surface? Interestingly, this wasn't the only time Blake and Ryan made light of fidelity in their relationship. In 2018, a bizarre news story made headlines about a woman who claimed to have slept with over 20 ghosts and was now engaged to a spirit. Ryan, in his usual deadpan delivery, reacted by saying, "And this is how I find out the truth." His comment, though seemingly harmless, playfully implied that Blake might be just as delusional as the woman in the story. What made this even stranger was the fact that the article had absolutely nothing to do with them, yet Ryan felt compelled to insert himself into the narrative. This is where things take a more intriguing turn. Blake once jokingly told Ryan that she had many secrets she was keeping from him. On the surface, it sounded like another playful jab, but when you pair it with the couple's recurring jokes about cheating, some began to wonder. What exactly was Blake hiding? Was there any truth behind the humor? And if so, did it have anything to do with Justin Baldoni? The legal battle surrounding Justin has brought some private details into the public eye, including an unearthed conversation between him and Blake. In this exchange, they were discussing one of the more intimate scenes in It Ends With Us, specifically a moment where Ryle fails to bring Lily to climax. While the discussion was initially framed as being about their characters, Blake's response raised eyebrows. Instead of keeping things in the context of the film, she made it personal, saying, "I'd be so embarrassed if that happened to me." Her wording suggested that she wasn't just speaking as Lily Bloom but rather as herself, which led to further speculation. Was this an offhand comment? Or was she subtly implying something about her real-life relationship with Ryan? Justin, in turn, responded by saying that the conversation reminded him of one of the most beautiful moments he'd shared with his wife, Emily. Though the discussion ended there, it left room for interpretation. Was this Blake's way of hinting that Ryan didn't satisfy her the way Justin satisfied his wife? And that wasn't the only eyebrow-raising exchange between Blake and Justin. In a string of text messages, the two shared what some would call borderline suggestive comments. At one point, Justin texted, "I like Blake," to which Blake replied, "I've met that version of myself." The conversation then took an even more unexpected turn when she brought up suppositories, saying, "I've talked a lot about putting things up there." Now, while the comment might seem completely random, it was made in response to Justin's initial statement, which had nothing to do with medical products. Given the context, people couldn't help but wonder, was Blake simply being playful, or was there something more flirtatious lurking beneath the surface? But here's where things get even more perplexing. Blake has since taken legal action, painting Justin as a disturbing and problematic figure. If that's the case, why did their past interactions seem so casual, even bordering on intimate? It raises an even bigger question: were Blake and Ryan's constant jokes about their marriage merely a smokescreen, an elaborate performance to distract the public from what was really happening behind closed doors? Now, with everything that has recently come to light, it seems that the carefully curated show that Blake and Ryan have been putting on for years might finally be coming to an end. When it comes to Hollywood couples, the lines between playful banter, hidden insecurities, and reality can sometimes blur. Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds have built a public persona centered around humor and trolling each other. But with recent revelations and resurfaced interactions, people are starting to view their dynamic through a more critical lens. Were their jokes always just lighthearted fun? Or have they been subtly masking deeper issues all along? At the end of the day, only Blake and Ryan truly know what goes on behind closed doors. Whether their marriage is as strong as they make it seem or cracks are beginning to form beneath the surface. One thing is certain: their ability to entertain, both on and off the screen, has kept audiences captivated for years. But as more details emerge, fans are left wondering, is this all just part of their act? Or are we watching the beginning of a very real unraveling? What do you think? Are Blake and Ryan simply Hollywood's most playful couple? Or is there more going on than meets the eye? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more deep dives into the world of celebrity relationships, scandals, and behind-the-scenes drama. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.